Hey, yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? I'm your girl Jay, and we're back for another round of open bar conversations with the cousins. I'm joined with my girl El Cid, and tonight's conversation is going to be about cheaters, okay? Because, I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it only because realized over on Little Black Book 91, they've been going in. El Cid, particularly have been going in about cheaters. Okay. So we are here. We're going to have a whole conversation about this. We're going to flush out some things. We get y'all opinions on it and everything else. In the meantime, and in between time, can y'all do me a favor? If you're joining us here live right now during this chat, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Drop a heart in the channel. You already know what color we love over here. You know what I'm saying? Green means it's a go. And I'm trying to get this green up right now. So y'all have a good help us this manifesto.
You even wearing it. You wearing the green.
Oh baby, yeah, that's my color. So I like to wear it or love to wear it and stuff. But yeah, other than that, how's your week been?
Girl, my week been hectic. 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 That's why when you contacted me to go live, I just woke it up from a nap. And I don't nap. So it's been hectic. So
Tell
busy,
me about
busy, busy. Too much, too much. But I'm ready for you. Y'all, I just found out about the topic, 20 minutes like y'all. So I'm ready. I'm always ready for
I didn't
this
want her to try to
conversation.
cheat the system by giving her too much time. Start trying to think of her things, what she gonna say.
Oh, I'm always ready for this topic now.
Well, I hope y'all in the audience have had a good week. It has been a week out here in LA. Most of my week has been spent at the donation centers, the drives, and all this stuff like that, trying to gather things for those who have lost and those who do not have, period. It has been a very successful week. I'll say that much. The my biggest hiccup, and if y'all see my Instagram, was because once we got donations of people bringing in items, and I'm telling you, I went through a lot of these things. These are a lot of good quality items. It just doesn't have a tag on it anymore. But we got a hiccup where they wasn't accepting things. They didn't have a tag, and I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say what I really want to say it is, but I'm just gonna say that the less volunteers you have, the less things that you can get organized. Let's put it like that. So a lot of these places just didn't want to deal with having to comb through other people's stuff. I mean, we grantedly did it and bagged it and tagged it and put it how it's supposed to be to qualify that it is good stuff. But I understand that other people are just dropping off, and trust, people are just dropping off because some of the stuff we got people was just dropping off. Now I do appreciate y'all for just dropping off, but when you clean out your closet, do not give us things that you don't even really you would not wear. Like if you can't fit it no more, but it's still good stuff, that's one thing. But literally, if it got stains, tears, rips, all of these things, and you just will not wear, just throw it in trash. Don't bring it to us to throw it in trash because that's what we're gonna do with it. And I don't actually want to touch some of y'all stuff like that. So, I'm not going to embarrass nobody, but it was some things that people brought. It was just really questionable about why you brought those things. Why would you even want anybody to know that you still had these in your drawer at some point? So, yeah. But other than that, it was,
Everybody's quality of living is different.
this is true. This is definitely true. But overall, it has been a very successful week. People came out, showed up, showed out like they usually do. I hope all the families that received, from what was put in from just our location alone benefits from it. And, shout out to everybody else who has opened up their locations and their hearts to. I'm trying to figure out why my little one is trying to get into my closet so daggone bad. I don't know what's in there for him. That's all this scrimmaging and stuff you hear in the background because he is all. I guess he's trying to find some donations out of my closet. Okay, I don't know what's happening at this point right now. But you all showed out so much. And so we do have one last thing going on. It is a GoFundMe that one of the girls from the campaign that I was with started. So it's on my IG page. You can go there to look for it. I actually need to probably put the link in this description box later. But there is a GoFundMe for a lot of families. We did meet a lot of people that are stationed. We have, I don't want to say where they're at because I don't want people just to be going, but we did get to meet a lot of families that are actually affected by this. And some of them are dealing with newborns and stuff like that. So, just think about these things while you are donating and all this to places and stuff. And we do appreciate you all who are giving without yourself, you know what I'm saying? So appreciate you much, very much, everybody that's came through and helped. And listen, I know this LA wildfires is still a big thing. It's still going on. 55% contained in Eden and 27 to 30% now in the Pacific Palisades. That means it is still going on strong. And firefighters and them are exhausted. They're reaching their max. So shout out to all of them who are still doing it. And I just want y'all to know, don't feel like because it's so much going on still that when it's time, your time, that people won't be there for you. So, just do what's in your heart, what God puts in your heart for you to do. If you can't do much, you can't do much. If it's just a prayer, it's just a prayer. You know what I'm saying? As sometimes in prayers go a very long way. So you never know whose heart that prayer may reach. So just send prayers. If that's the best you could do at this moment, just send that. That's your best. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, how's your weather been? How y'all got it warmer? It's still snowing?
Girl, this morning was below freezing. Then it got up to almost 60. And the rest of the week, starting Monday, will be in the 20s in the evening and overnight. So Mother Nature is messing with us too.
Mother Nature is mad at the arsonist that set her land on fire over here and is taking it out.
Mother Nature got the hot flash with you, and she's trying to get the cold pack from over here.
She said one region is hot, so the other region gonna be cold, baby. Don't worry about it. Y'all figure it out.
Because when y'all have hot flashes, certain places go cold.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully she meets in the middle and we can get it all evened out again. But until then, it has been a struggle. Okay. Yeah, I ain't even about to talk about my own struggle here, so it is what it is.
Girl, the fire alone is enough struggle, girl.
It is, because it's knocking out everything right now. Okay, things I wasn't expecting to be knocked out is knocked out, and I had high hopes for a second, but it is what it is. So again, your girl is on a pivot. I'm on a pivot. So it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, I know this week I do promise to be more of me or whatever. But this week I have been donating myself, like literally outside right now. So next week I can probably start getting back into the groove of being here and in front of the camera a lot more. I just hope y'all don't get sick of me when I finally do get in front of the camera a lot more. Y'all careful what y'all ask for.
That's a good kind of sick. That's a good kind of sick.
It is, hopefully. So, hopefully I can bring some excitement to y'all channel, y'all platform, y'all, whatever y'all algorithm. That's what it is. I bring something to your algorithm. So, anyway, our topic is cheaters. Okay. And I was just wondering, okay, so I'm gonna ask my very, very first question, and you in the audience can also join in as well. Have you ever cheated?
Define cheated.
You know what the heck cheated is, but do I need to go with Webster
Yes.
Dictionary or something like this?
No. We need to define it, because some people feel emotional cheating is there. Some people think that, hearting too many pictures of the same woman and thinking of her while in Shula is cheating. We have to define this, or is it just straight up is cheating?
Okay, I mean, so the actual definition of cheat: 1, the act, act dishonestly or unfairly in order to gain advantage, especially in a game or examination. 2. Avoid something undesirable by luck or skill. She cheated death in a spectacular crash. And informal, be sexually unfaithful.
Ah, see, we have to define these things.
Archaic, help time pass. The tuneless rhythm with which the wanderer cheats the time. So that's why I'm saying, like, my question was purposely designed, like I asked, have you ever cheated?
You see, the Catholic way is mind, body, or spirit. Now the reason why, let me say, no, 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 not physically, not slapping skins, no, 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 because what, my name is never going to be called in that roster, only because two, I I learned, ooh, I have some how can I say it, some uncles that was community property, and I saw how that kind of hurt their wives, children, and yeah, no, no, no. And I've had, ladies I know who have cheated. It's like, because it's never the same. It's never the same, and I don't want to be called in that roster. And it's kind of like a dark way too of, you never gonna call my name out in that manner. So I feel like I have an upper hand. That kind of, if that makes sense. But have I thought about it? Hell yeah, of course, thought about it. In the confines of relationship, I ain't taking trays never within a relationship. Then it ain't cheating if you ain't in a committed relationship, Trey. So that's why I wanted a definition. But in a committed relationship, hell no. In a relationship, not at all. Not at all. You ain't gonna call my name.
So
I
allow
ain't
me
gonna have no sins to confess to the priest.
allow me to be honest, since I have to be the honest one around here, because LC gonna sit here and try to find a loophole out of her if she cheated or not. Yes, I have cheated on tests. I have cheated on exams. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if I didn't cheat, I wouldn't have made it through. I'm gonna hold you there. I have cheated in games. Okay, all right. Listen, listen. Y'all might want to watch. If I can get away with something, I will do it. I'm not gonna hold you. I am human, okay? However, yeah, I've cheated on God. I have cheated on God. I have cheated on God. I have. However, within an actual committed relationship that I'm actually in at the time, no. Now, have I found some Trump loopholes? Have I found them gray areas to work with? You know, when you go on that little break. Don't go on that break, baby. Don't go on that break because we broken. Whoa, we are broken. Okay. But within a relationship, as far as a relationship goes, no. But then I also do define my my thing with cheating too is it's really based off of the commitment of it. So therefore, if I'm not in a committed, like we both committed to each other, meaning damn near a marriage, I'm still fair game. So technically I ain't cheating. I ain't cheating. I ain't got no ring on it. I ain't committed to you. I ain't none of this. But like the few relationships that I actually have that I have like literally in my mind and I've talked with the person on the other end and it's like you and me, no. No, I have not. Now, have I been accused several times? Hell yeah. Hell to the freak, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And have I cheated in the biblical sense? It's a possibility. I can't, when I talk to God, I'm gonna have to ask him how much of my thoughts? Because I'm just saying that, like, you put Morris Chestnut on my TV screen. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know.
That sounds like a member's confessional.
I don't know. I can't confess to nothing until I talk to God and get his understanding. I need God's definition of cheat. You know what I'm saying? Because he said it starts in the heart. But I'm just like, sir, if it starts in the heart, well, hell, What you want me to do? Or what you want me to do? You put too many good looking things out here, sir. It's not my fault.
Blessings. Blessings. He put blessings out here.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And who am I not to view of them? Now, have I actually touched half of them? No, because most of them are fictional characters in my mind. Like, I still have yet. I mean, I feel like I can reach Morris, but he's married, so there's that. I have to work on that. I don't know.
You gotta work. What? See, this is a wrong road, wrong road. We gotta pull it back, pull it back.
Nothing man so married. It's like all the good men that I wouldn't be cheating with if they were single is out there.
But are you cheating? Because Trey put it in there. Are you cheating if they hit you up because you're single?
Well, if I'm single, then I don't know. I'm just dealing. I'm accomplished, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Is it cheating?
Okay.
That's a good question. Is it cheating if you are not the actual cheater? You're the cheatee. Would it be a cheatee with it?
You said accomplice. I like that.
Yeah.
My thing is whoever's in the relationship, they're the ones that's cheating.
Now, here's another question. Are you at fault if you didn't know the person was in a relationship?
Were you even trying to know? Am I trying to know?
Actually, I have been in a space where I've asked a direct question and they told me it was something else, and then find out later on that they were just in a separation. They're technically was still married, but
a Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union situation?
I don't even know if it's Dwayne Wade because it seemed like them two never really split up. However, these two people was literally living in two different homes, living two different lives, but technically on paper, they were still bound by God's law.
Oh, so, Cheryl Lee Ralph. Okay.
Yeah, that's and it wasn't until later when it's just like they didn't say it like that. It was just more so they had kids, so it was more so that I got a baby mama, this type of thing, and then it's later on is I'm in a separation. It's like that's so much different from a baby mama. When you say it like baby mama, it gives me that y'all no longer or y'all wasn't or whatever the case may be. But if you would have said separation in the first place, I probably would have had a lot of hesitation. Like you need to fix all of that first.
Even baby mother, I question because that could be a well you just keep on dipping in.
True.
It's an access point. Sorry, to be a little crude, but
you know what? I had that situation with my daughter's father, one of his people, because that's what she assumed, and I had to make it clear, like I don't know what you and your baby daddy do, but me and mine's, we done. Well, we is done, and that's it. That's all. Okay, don't worry about it.
So Deanna Burton says emotional cheating for her is the same as physical. Ooh. So that's why I was asking the definition, because there are folks in the chat that may think emotional is as bad as physical.
Let's ask this question. Do you think emotional cheating is worse than actual physical cheating? Which one? Let me put it like this. Which one could you see yourself getting over, if any?
Well, you may not even know about emotional. You may not even find out emotional happened. And, you may not have found out somebody's talking to, him in the DMs or whatever. You got to define emotional cheating too. Is it just that he's DMing somebody for a period of time, or he's constantly chatting with somebody privately, through the DMs, or is he envisioning someone else, an IG model, instead of you in his face? You got to define some of those emotional cheating, but you may not even find out. You may not even find out, as Trey said, that he coveting the neighbor's wife. He coveting somebody else's girl. You may not find out about emotional cheating. So to get over it, I know I cannot. I have a hard rule stance because of the community peen that was in my family. I have a hard stance of the physicality. I'm a one and done. It's like you do that, but then you know that from the get-go. You step out, you stay gone. It's kind of like when they say if you have a house cat and if you make it an outside cat, you can't have in and out. Uh-uh. So I'm a one and done, and that's a hard, fast rule. There are some people that are very forgiving. I am not a forgive and forget. I'm a no longer say and store. I'm
So
not going.
even if the cheat happened, like when it, like say one of y'all down periods, bad times or whatever, but now y'all been on good times for like a few years now, like consistently good times or whatever, and you just found out about the cheat.
Then we done. Because then you're dishonest too, because you didn't tell me you stepped out. You decided to get forgiven for whatever hard times. Now we're back together. You didn't disclose. So you're lying too. You're compounding it. No, you. I need you to be steadfast in that, and that's why I don't do breaks. I don't do this whole we on a break. Define a break.
Child, when we on
Define.
the come back fresh and new, and I have a hard. That's my hard rule. Once we break, it's like it's hard for me to come back. It's been two people that ever tried to come back, and I question myself why when I did. Like one of them, I for sure question why. The other one we didn't have. The other one was just bad timing, so it wasn't like we ended on bad terms, but it just didn't feel genuine anymore. So it was just like I just still felt everything that happened before, like when we just couldn't agree to agree. Like so it just couldn't go forward. So I have just a hard time on the break thing. Like, baby, that break gotta be like a short turnaround window, like a real short turnaround window. Otherwise,
Because there are applicants on the roster. There are applicants. You may miss your
might not be, but
blessing.
shit, they could be real quick. Don't worry. As soon as I
So,
put that
so
job market on the cat, as soon as it hit the
you never saw the hiring sign, but somebody's hired. You gonna miss it. You gonna miss it. Don't snooze because somebody's watching. Somebody's biding their time. And tap me in, coach. Tap me in. Ugh. But the other thing. Here's the other thing why I don't do it. And I'm sorry. Trey, our good friend, and Sean and Kojo. Men talk. Men talk a lot. That's how a woman develops a reputation. The man talk. And what you're not going to do is talk about me and get one up on my person by saying, no, I'm not going to get that reputation. I'm going to get other types of reputation of being, hard headed and wilding out and all that. But you ain't going to get the reputation of, yeah, I done had that.
That's
Not
what I don't
happening.
like. Yeah, I don't like that. I never like being within anybody's circle or whatever. It frustrated me. I found out fun story. Because two people, one literally lived and was from South Carolina. The other one was from New York but lived in Atlanta. How these two people know each other was beyond me. And I met them two like different, like totally different times periods apart. It was just like I hated knowing that. I was like, really? You know this dude? Like, I hate it. The world is too damn small, but it was just like, ugh.
You had your own boy's mind moment.
Yeah, it was crazy because it really was. It was like the odds of y'all, I mean, granted, they did eventually live in the same state, like around the same time, but it was just like the odds of y'all actually running across, really knowing each other and all this stuff like that, and me being the common link between you two, like for real, for real. It was just like, because I hated that growing up in high school. Like, I wouldn't talk to people within the same circle. Like if it was like somebody on the basketball team I talked to, I probably wouldn't talk to anybody else at that school. Like I really didn't even like talking to people at my own school. It's like talking to people at my workplace.
And that could be, now you bring it up, could be why I'm centered. I went to, an all girls school. And yes, you have the boys' school down the street, but it was no. But then I was I was the fighting tomboy, so I wasn't really even giving off the yeah, I want to check her out. No, you wish to depart from me. I was a fighter. I was in the boys group as a fighter. And then I had my boys who were also blockers. So when we got at a teenage age, it's like, no, no, you ain't. I got a wall of protection. But I used to fight, and I used to fight boys, so it wasn't
Those
really any.
sentiments.
Because Mr. Elson and I talk about this. I was like, you would have a chance if it was 16 to 24, 16 to 20 me. And he's like, yeah, I would have had a chance. I would have then knocked everybody off like a pin and got no, because then you have to fight me because I was a fighter. So no, we 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 wouldn't have ever had a chance until this grown age, as Trey
Mhm.
put in the chat, at this grown age. Um, but the emotional cheating, I think people do it to some extent. I need a definition, but I can see people not even ever knowing about it, ever knowing.
Mhm.
And so you technically forgiving without even knowing. But the physical, I couldn't. Because I'm also thinking of diseases. Would you do it again? I'm not tracking you. This fire sign is not tracking you. You can go away. And then I don't even have to block you because I ain't even checking for you anymore.
And so I said because the reason, like how women cheat opposed to how men cheat, women tend to cheat more emotionally because that's where like we feel more neglected. Like the physically, unless you're like a nympho or whatever, stuff like that. It's gonna sound crazy when I say it, but we're not really pressed. We're not really pressed like that. And so we expect men to cheat physically or whatnot. We expect it a little bit more. And some of us would tolerate the physical cheat a little bit more. But when we start feeling like you like really bonding with that chick and doing all that, it's like, say what now? Because that for us is like the ultimate cheat for you. You like saying, babe, you calling her nicknames, you doing this stuff. You not just physically smashing her. It's like, say what? We're on the opposite end for guys. It's like, okay, you got your work husband. They don't like it because they possessive. Their ego is like, I don't want you with nobody else. However, once you cross that physical boundary, they're like, nah, nah, because that was a sacred place for me. And now any and everybody, and the first thing they're gonna do is size up that other Negro, like, and that's what you gave it to, like this bum. Oh my God, like you bitch. Like, I used to always say men was the worst. Don't let a man be cheated on because he is the worst to come back. I wouldn't want to come back. If I cheated on a man and he found out about it, I wouldn't even want to come back. I wouldn't want to come back because the hell and torment he about to put me through. Yeah, nah, I'm good. That'd be the reason why I'd be like, yeah, it's not even worth it. And that was the thing when I used to grow up. That was just be the biggest thing. I don't know what like this today's youth are like or whatever, but when it used to be growing up, it was just like, what the hell are you about to put me through? Am I gonna still have peace at the end of the day or whatever and stuff like that if I cheat on you? Is it going to be worth it? That's the whole thing because women tend to be nesters. So it's like if I can't build a better nest than what I got already, is it worth it? Like, is it really worth it? But I was like, now today's women, they just be like, yeah, a bag's a bag, baby. A bag's a bag. But I never cheated for money or I ain't never messed with people for money. So there's that. So I
I
don't know.
see Dorika's comment, easy for male and female friends to emotionally cheat. All, not all, let me not say that because
Yeah.
somebody I know may be listening. Most of my male friends are diggity dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, not happening because
We'll say yeah, no.
we the female friend, we know where the dirty laundry lies, and it's funky. So it ain't happening. Oh no. But I understand there are some who, under this disguise of friendship, oh yeah, she's my friend. Yeah, but I'm talking about there's if you met me with my male friends, you would know it's friends, but I could see how people could misunderstand because we've been around, since Pampers and
Mhm.
Pacifiers. So I have run the gamut and know all the ladies they've messed with and messed around on. I have two that are completely faithful in their relationships out of six. So yeah, that girlfriend, she actually the one you need to be talking to because she know where the bones are buried. But
Mhm.
male, no, no. But I've had to, in Dorika's point, I've had to kind of edit myself around my male friends when I have a significant other, just so that there's no misunderstanding or
Confusion.
gray area. Because I don't want my significant other to question or think. Because Miss Elson would tell you we were dating, and within the first month, one of my male friends, we used to hang out all the time, movies, run errands, and everything. And you know, I was his wingman, and I was like, you need to meet him so that anytime the name comes up, there's no question
Mhm.
ever. And we went to a business meeting together, and he's like, Mr. Elson was like, okay, I understand, I get it, I get it. I get it. I was like, okay, as long as you get it, as long as I don't have to edit further or maybe, you know, distance a friendship because that ain't what I do for a relationship because that's my dog. I'm sorry. That been my through thick and thin dog. I'm gonna pull my Tim out. So to end my long-standing male friendships for a new person is not something I would do unless I see a male friend trying to sabotage
Mhm.
my new relationship.
That's a good segue, or whatnot. Because my thing when it comes to the opposite sex friend is I just need to see y'all interact together. Because being like, and I'm not gonna say this is for all empath, but the way I am is like I can pick up on the tension if there's some type of tension, even if because I had an ex, this ex, and like I say, this ex is the one I ain't never had to worry about cheating. I've never got that gut feeling that this ex cheated, but I knew there were women or in his circle that wanted him, and so my thing will always be is I because I also knew that he didn't pick it up. He didn't pick it up, and it was funny because we had a conversation later on, like down the road, and he was like, "You was right about such and such," because they eventually end up hitting on him and stuff like that. And I was like, I was trying to tell you, like, I know you didn't look at it because they were in a relationship, so you assume that they wasn't gonna do nothing because they were in a relationship and you was good friends with they dude and all this stuff like that. But yeah, they were secretly plotting on you. However, there have been relationships where it's like I don't personally trust this person, and it's not because they're just a female, it's a short-term relationship. They just entered your life. It's not somebody you grew up with for your childhood and all this stuff. Like I look at my sister and her best friend, and like right now they're planning their both of them got 2 year olds, right? Could be in love. They had both had a 2 year baby around the same exact time or whatever, like week apart or something like this or whatever. Funny enough, but I've been knowing them to like my sister and him being their friendship since they were like in high school or whatnot. And it's strictly platonic. And it's just funny to like listening to them on this thing. It sounds like a married couple. If you hear them argue and all this stuff like it sounds like a married couple because they just been with each other for so long. But you know by how they're polar opposites is that they would never last in a relationship, never last in a relationship together or whatever. Even if they thought about it, they both probably was like, yeah, no. Yeah, no, this won't never work because it's just like to watch like her homeboy, he is just so mild manner and all this stuff like that. And my sister, y'all seen her on this platform once before and stuff like that. She's outspoken. She gonna say some stuff. She gonna do that. She's her, and he is him, and they just like polar opposites. And it's just like I know it's platonic, but if somebody is to walk into their life right now and have a jealous bone, they're gonna definitely look at them with a side eye, even though it's nothing ever been there. You know what I'm saying? And there's a long term, but when I look at women that just come into my man's life or whatever and stuff and just be like, oh, I'm his friend, it's like, oh, where have you been? Because Does his mama know you? Does his brothers know you? Does his family know? Does his childhood teacher know you? Like, I need somebody that know you to know that he has been in your life for a long time. You just showed up, and I've had people, and they like to use that friend term loosely or whatever, and be smiling all in your face, looking like the best man. Meanwhile, they secretly plotting. So it's just like, I go off my gut feeling a lot of times, and I have to see you. I have to see you interacting with each other because my gut is gonna let me know when I see you. It's gonna bubble up. But if it calm down, when I see you all together, I'll be like, all right, cool. All right, cool. Now it may change later on down the line because I still gonna keep an eye on y'all too, because y'all just waiting.
Girl, why is it, girl, you done triggered me. Why is it men don't see that? Or is it that their ego understands it's a liking there and the ego's like, I'm being fed, a little bit, so it's okay. I mean, I had dinner one time with a friend of Mr. Elsid's, and when you said you had that feeling,
Mm-hmm.
whoo, whoo, and I sat at the table, and for me, breaking bread is a very connecting thing. So if I'm eating with you, it's connecting. And I didn't eat. We're at one of my favorite spots in the city, and I did not eat. I drank water, and he didn't even notice the little jabs, the little digs, because we in the genteel South. Y'all ladies of the South know how to give a little dig.
A little backhandy.
Ooh, it's like, when it like pat in the face, but it's a little too hard.
Uh-huh.
Mm-mm,
You're a pretty girl.
mm-mm.
That's not his type.
Right. I didn't think he would go for someone like you. Are both your babies by the same person? Ooh, ooh. And you ain't noticed them digs? And it's like, I clocked it. We had a conversation on the way home. No, no, no. That ain't what. Okay. Okay. And as you said, later on, it revealed itself a few months later. And it's like, now you're open to the conversation. Now we're going to do a play by play on the whole night. And you can see exactly what I said.
Mm-hmm.
He was oblivious. Shut it down. Oblivious. Because he thought, that's my friend. They ain't going to sabotage me. That's my friend. And I introduced this as my woman. I was like, player,
I
oblivious. He was eating, he was drinking, he was having a good time. Your ladies are bonding. He was oblivious.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes the men are oblivious to it.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
for two reasons. One, because sometimes us women don't make a obvious direct pass at that man, but we just stand in the way to block other women out of his path or whatnot, hoping that he'll one day see. This is what I'm gathering, because I like, for me, it's like, if you my friend, you my friend. You be all you find your happiness, baby, because I ain't got no plans for you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very direct. I'm one of them. I will approach you. But I know a lot of women don't. They waiting for the man to approach. So those, I feel like, the ones that's waiting for them to approach, they stand and wait. They turn by the side a long time, and then it's a combination of that with the man has already friend zoned you. Because like in my case with my ex, he literally friend zoned those people. They just didn't realize that they friend zoned him. But he's like, literally, I don't see those girls. Like he and generally when he says this to me, I would tighten up and all this stuff like that. But when it said, it was just like a release, like everything, like he really don't see y'all, which is really crazy to me because I'm used to I know you, I see them, so I know you see them. Like what? But like I said, he would see them with they dude and all this stuff, and he just like in his mind, they got somebody, they're off the market. I don't look, and he's one of them people that I don't look at. Once I know you off the market, you off the market. If I know you got to do, you got to do. And it's almost to the point, like, you got to do for the rest of your life. I don't care if y'all break up. Like, you stuck with that man for the rest of your life in my eyes. And so it be that combination sometimes for some men. I ain't gonna say all, but I really be looking like, how do y'all miss that? how do y'all miss it? Like, I don't know if it's Trey, you like the only man in here. I don't know if it's y'all just not used to women subtly hitting on y'all or some. I don't know what it is, but it's like we as women, we pick it up. I guess because we know each other and we know ourselves, but
Yeah, but Trey from the South, so he may know that genteel Southern thing. So I'm not sure Trey is the one we want to, because there are other men like, in our mutual group, um, that you probably have seen them be oblivious to a woman expressing
yeah,
interest.
I have. And it's funny. I have. You know why? And it's because they actually don't have no interest in that woman too. That woman just don't know it, but they don't have no interest, so they don't. They don't. The subtle and the non-subtle passes. I be like, she just threw her drawers at you, son. He like, oh, that's what that was. I thought it was a hat.
She just invited you to Lavender Hill and you did not understand. you know, she just invited you. To those who know, Boomerang, Lavender Hill is to back to her home.
Mm-hmm.
She invited you to Lavender Hill subtly, and you didn't catch it, and you may have missed the point. But yeah, it sometimes is oblivious. Just like for us ladies, sometimes it can be oblivious, and I have that oblivion when I'm in a committed relationship and married, because my radar ain't out there scoping out applicants.
I don't see you.
I don't see you. So Mr. El Cid sees in those instances, like I'll be at the store or something, and someone will come talk to me. We talk about that, and I'm done. They're gone from my mind. And we riding home. He's like, "Yeah, that person was checking on you." I'm like, "No, we just had a lovely conversation." He's like, "You understand? You didn't catch that." And I'm like, "It ain't nothing to catch, because even if you're throwing it,
I ain't receiving
it." Right. But yeah, we can be, so I can't say totally on him, but we can be oblivious to things. And I put here's the thing. I'm very oblivious to things, especially if I'm around him, because I'm thinking he ain't no little dude. You see him. He right here. So that's why I'm like kind of oblivious. You really ain't gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Funny enough, they will though. But I think
will.
Yeah, they definitely will. I think for women, it's just because we are used to being approached. It kind of what is that? What is the term called? I can't think of it right now because it's the whole term that they do. Even when they start putting things on TV, they kind of slowly groom. Like it's basically grooming you, but it is desensitizing you to a lot of things. So I think for us women is because we're used to being approached by the man. I know times are starting to change to women as being more vocal and all this stuff like that, but especially in my time, it's like we is used to being approached by a man, being addressed, saying he has some type of interest. It's like when he don't exactly do that, it's just like, oh, he's just being polite. He's just, making friendly talk or whatever and stuff like that. And then your man is looking like, yeah, nah. Nah. He's scoping to see how open you are. And I've had it happen to me before a couple of times. And I was just like, I don't think, and it's been in the same situation when I was with my daughter's father. It's like, I don't think that guy is looking at you 6'8", 2 something pounds and stuff like that, thinking like, let me challenge him for this lady. But maybe he is. To me, I was looking at like at the time, I'm looking at baby daddy like, you just being a little insecure. Cause I'm just like, bruh, you do got a good looking little thing. I've been working on in the gym lately. You see me. I am fine. So I do get that, some people don't want to talk to me, but in front of you, I don't think they that crazy, but maybe they are. Maybe
They
are.
are. They are.
They are.
Because too, they're trying to scope out, is this really with you? Or is this one of your friends? Or just, another, competition.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand. They don't know. But
Yeah. But yeah, I tend to do like you say, like I try to make it as comfortable as possible. I don't try to have like the conversations on the side with any of the male friends or anything like that. Respectfully, Respectfully, because I don't really have too many more like long-term ones now, because we just separated through lifetime, and they got their marriages and they got whatever else they going on. So I respect a lot of times when they get into a relationship, I respect theirs and I fall all the way back or whatever. I don't speak to a lot of males as much as I used to, but it was a transition in some relationships where I would still have some male friends, and it's just like the dude I would probably be currently talking to or whatever and stuff like that. He'd be like, "No, they just waiting their turn. They just waiting their turn." It's like, nah, because if you know anything about me, they ain't got no turn. Now, if they waiting, they are that's on them because they idiots for waiting. I ain't about to hold you, because my thing is like when I seen them, the thought crossed my mind, and especially if we became like good friends before the thought even crossed my mind, it's really like now we friends. I'm not about to jeopardize that. I'm not about to jeopardize my friendship for a short term situation because in my mind I don't see them anything more than short term. Otherwise, I'd have been trying to hit on. I'd have been trying to like, what's good? What we doing? What's up? We've been friends for 2 weeks now. What you trying to do? Like, I'm one of them long term thinkers, so I don't think short term. But that's a different question. Is cheating an accident?
Like I fell in and I can't get up,
Like I slipped and fell in some ooh wee.
or an accident I got caught.
No,
Okay.
no,
Um.
no. Like I fell in. I fell in. Call 911 because I'm stuck.
Oh. Okay. Um. Wyclef. Okay. Um. No, they ain't no accidents. Ain't no accidents. People usually like to blame it on the alcohol or blame it on something else, but you knew what it was. You knew the repercussions. You decided to go there, and you probably thought you could get away with it. So that's why some folks ain't gonna tell on themselves. If you don't find out, they act like it never happened. Or some cheat and realize the grass greener or somewhat green, didn't realize it was astroturf, and they left, something good for the person they cheated with, you know, then have at it. You know, you left, you cheated, you went with someone, have at it, whatever. But it's I agree with the chat. It's a choice because especially if you're the person in the relationship, you knew you had a relationship. You knew you
Mhm.
were in a relationship. I could say it's accidental for the accomplice who may not have known. If they didn't know you in a relationship and you lied to them, then for them it's accidental. But then technically, in my head, they're not cheating because they're not in a relationship. So there's that. But yeah, ain't no accidents.
Is can opportunity be an accident?
Of course, you never know. You never know the opportunity. Now, as a former dater who would adjust things to be accidentally in my favor, we gonna have to dig deep into that in the membership because there are ways for you to manipulate things to be in your favor. Because if you listen and pay attention, the person's like, yeah, if it was only just us, da, da, da," it's like, okay, file that away and create a situation. But is that cheating then? Because then it's two people who either dating or not in a relationship, either party. So, but you can manipulate things to be in
Hmm.
your favor. Like I was going through subreddits for relationships, and this man used to cheat on his wife when she would go take care of her parents on like every other weekend, sharing a shift with her siblings. So he had an opportunity created, and he used to have ladies come to the house on the weekends the wife was away. So he had an opportunity was created for him, and he utilized it in a
Hmm.
negative way.
Yeah. I agree. I think cheating is like an opportunist game or whatever. If the opportunity presents itself, they're gonna think it. If you think you can get away with it, you're gonna do it. It's like any other criminal act. You know what I'm saying? If you think you can get away with it without being caught under the terms of which your relationship is set on, you're gonna do it. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunist dream or whatever. And that's why I look at like everybody is not an opportunist. So some people are going to say, yeah, the opportunity presented itself, but I denied it. But an opportunist is going to see that opportunity every single time. And they just be like, oh, it was an accident. I stumbled upon it. The opportunity. I just happened to go down the street this day and this girl was like, hey, you want some? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on. But for me, it's you were already planning at some point. At some point, you were already planning. You were already lining it up, whatever the case. Like you said with this guy, you knew your wife is going to be gone at this point. So it's like, let me start lining up my ducks so I can make sure everything is in a row. By the time the opportunity presents itself, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm going to force this opportunity to happen. Now, in some cases, some opportunities are the fact that a person knows you're in a relationship and all of a sudden now they want to hit your line. And just cuz they know you in a relationship. And what the devil gonna do is test you every single time he can. As soon as you say, I'm gonna make a committed effort to be in this whole thing, the devil gonna say, well, let me see about that. Let me see about it real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me send Sharonda. Oh no, bye. Good on Sharonda. You miss her, don't you? That's your one, don't you? Or whatever. So I don't think I don't think cheating is an accident. Because for me, and this is just me thinking about all the things I would have to do in order to cheat. I think men like to say it's an accident because they don't pre-plan all of their lies or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of lies you got to put into it, and you got to keep up with a lot. Because once you start telling one lie, you got to make sure that you ain't got. Okay, that's a whole member thing because it's an organization. It's a RICO thing when it comes to a lie. Okay, just understand it's a whole RICO thing when it comes to a lie. All right. So if you can't keep this thing in between you and the grave, I feel like you shouldn't even be trying to do it because at some point it's about to pop. It's gonna pop out. It's gonna pop out. And the one thing about a cheater is a cheater is just like a person, unaliver. Once the first time we did it and we got away with it, we trying to figure out how we can do it again and again. And especially if you didn't have no guilt behind it. You didn't have no guilt behind it. Because it's funny because I can remember the very first time I had a guilt situation and I was broken up with the person. I literally was broken up with the person when I did what I did. However, my heart was still with that person. My heart was hoping, I can confess it now, it was baby daddy. My heart was hoping we was gonna get back together. But I was already been accused of cheating so long. It was crazy because it was one of them situations where apparently some other people within my apartment complex was trying to hit on me, but I had no interest in them people. And trust me, it wasn't the people I cheated with. So you ain't even gotta worry about that. But I had no interest in them people. But they hung around. I don't know if it's just because we were all on sports together, so we kind of hung around each other together and did different things. And it was just like we all live in a complex unit at the school that we went to. So it was like the boys' team, the girls' team, all of this stuff. Like all of us lived in the same unit. But me, I had no eyes. I was in love. When I say in love, baby daddy was my end all be all child. I was in love with that man. So I didn't see anybody else. You might be all right. You might have you probably got fired after we broke up, but child, when we was together, I don't know what you look like. But he did not believe me when I say that. It was just he seen what they seen and how they acted, regardless of how I acted. So the first time I literally called my dad right after. I was like, I fucked up. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I like, God, you walk me off this ledge right now because I feel some type of way. Like, what? Like, how y'all do this? Like, oh, that was my corazon, baby. That was my everything, baby. I seen the future. My whole future was laid out when I got with baby daddy. Granted, we ended up with a baby first, but for me, it was laid out. That was my heart, you know. But it's been so long now, so oh well. Oh well, now. Him and some other kids later. Yeah, no, we're good. But at that time, I seen nothing. I was blinded. I was literally blinded by love. Like, and that's how I be in a relationship. When I'm with you, I'm blinded by it.
I think I'm blinded too by commitment. Um, if I'm committed, it's the warriors. I guess it's the warrior fire sign. It's like if I'm committed, there, no one shall pass. No one shall pass. It's like the commitment and loyalty, and that could be, that's one of the that's one of the Brownsville things. Loyalty, should never be bought, and if it's bought, then it's cheapened. So the commitment is what would keep me like steadfast, and I don't want to mess up, my good thing. And I think the appreciation comes with that. Like I defend, I defend my relationship from all enemies, both foreign and domestic, family and outside the family. And the friends, then they ain't friends. If they threaten in my relationship, they ain't friends. So my thing is, um, the the loyal part of it. I just can't, because for me, if I'm even thinking about that, I'd rather leave, and I have done that. I'll leave. This ain't working for me. I want to go around the block. This ain't working. We gonna have to separate. I got to go. And then once that is done in my mind, I'm done. So the opportunity for you to have as you said, y'all were recently broken up and you felt guilty. I guess that's because that was your love. For me, once the commitment is over, it's severed. There's nothing more. I'm not thinking, checking for you, or even feeling any kind of guilt about anything, because I'm done. I'm done. Move on to the next. So, but on a members live, I'll share my as you said, when you're in a committed relationship, that Sharonda, I guess in my instance will be Sharon, then checking back. Girl, that's a story to tell.
Let me answer Dorica's question. Did you feel guilty because it was worth it? Excuse
Wasn't
me,
worth it.
wasn't worth it, or whatever. Yes and no. Yes and no. And I say this because it wasn't worth it because I wasn't planning on being with that person. Like I said, my whole thing is when I had a child, I didn't want to have multiple baby daddies. One, that was always my thing. It's like I've I've never seen. I was not one of them kids that's like I want this. I want a white picket fence. I want three kids. I was never one of those kids. But I was one that was like I just don't want multiple baby daddies. I just don't want it. And it's probably why my life has turned out the way it has now, where I literally only have one and will ever have one. But I never wanted multiple baby daddies. So it was like I knew at the time we were going through a whole bunch of stuff, and it was just really I needed that escape because it was one of those breakups where I just didn't feel like we were actually going to get back together. Eventually, we actually did, but at that time, but I didn't feel like we were going to get back together. And so I was actually trying to exercise my freedom as far as moving on, but I just knew this person wasn't who I would like to move on with. So a part of the guilt wasn't really that I had messed with somebody else or whatever and stuff like that. A little bit of it. It was just that I feel like I'm severing, like Elsa said, the commitment. Now I'm making it official or whatever, and whatever comes from here, and we're gonna have to start all over. And it's funny because it was a bit of tug of war when, especially when he found that like I had moved on, even though I had said I will wait and I kind of didn't wait, but we was really on a break. Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know why I agreed to wait to come back to have a conversation with you to decide if we moving on when you already been acting a whole fool before you decide to leave. Okay. But I was like, I'll wait. Part of that reason was because he was taking my child for the first time. I was like, I'm gonna say anything because if you take my child and take my child, we're gonna have a problem. But I'm gonna say anything right now. I'm gonna admit this right now. I'm gonna say anything. But I really had no real intentions on waiting on that man to get back. I was like, we done. This it, because we just had this whole argument about people on your phone. So what the hell I'm waiting for? And so it was a tug of war. And so that's going to lead me to my next thing. Can you get over a cheating scandal? Like not get back with the person, but can a cheater, like is my, like the whole thing, is it once a cheater, always a cheater? That's the main question. Is it once a cheater, always a cheater? Or does that person have any chance of redemption at all? Like say, even if they never cheated on you, but you know that they have cheated in life.
The specifics of that story will be in a member's live, but I have been in that situation. You can be reformed. The thing is, it will have to have been, your cheating episode would have to have been way before me. I'm not a reformation person in the relationship as far as cheating. I'm not the person to do the second chance and we shall get over this. I'm not. And I said, because of my family history and what I have seen cheating in relationships have done, I have had uncles who the mistress becomes the wife and then they plug in a new mistress. So I have not seen reformation in a lot of the men around me, but it will have to have been way before me. It would have had to be, my grown age of 40. It had to be in your 20s. You have to show, that you haven't, but I will be looking at you. I'll look at you a little differently. I'm not going to completely guilt you, but I will tell you, hey, that behavior is reminding me of your disclosure that you were, this is giving me a whiff of cheating. This is giving me you're heading down that road again. What is going on? So communication is key, but I'm not with the being reformed within a relationship with me. No, it has to be your past and not recent past. That is why, all those maths friends out there and the whole Thomas kick. Oh yeah, but he cheated in his 9-year relationship. He broke up that 9-year relationship like 2 or 3 years ago. So to me, he's still recent. He cheated in his 40s. That's. But I'm not on the reformation kick. I'm not the one to rehabilitate you. You need to come to me rehabilitated, and I'm gonna check and make sure your rehabilitation is sticking. That's all.
Yeah, no, I have to say it's a case by case scenario, and it's just like the day you catch me on. It's sometimes the day you catch me on, because if you catch me on a day, it's like I want to be free. Yeah. My brother, thank you for telling me you cheated. Oh, bless the gods, because guess what? I was looking for her out already. Okay, I appreciate you, sir. Okay, and then there's other days. Well, I'm not gonna say it's other days because it's not too often, but I have been in a situation, and you know what, I'm gonna say it was more so for my purpose to see what I can deal with. It was me testing myself in a relationship just to see what I can deal with, because it's easy for me to just say, you know what, you did that, let me be gone. So it was just like, let me see if I can get past a situation. My biggest issue always with it, and it's always accompanied cheating, is the lying. That's my biggest issue. It's like if you cheat and you confess and all this stuff like that, chances are, if you catch me on a good day, like I said, we might have to work through some things. We're gonna have to go through, and you just gonna have to deal with whatever attitude. If you don't want to deal with it, whatever I'm going through for however long I'll go through for me to get with it, by all means, exit stage right. Because I'm not trying to hold you. Clearly, I can't. Clearly, I can't. Clearly, you're gonna do what you want to do anyway. So do me a favor and just go do you. However, if you are willing to go down that road with me because you want to actually like repent, be remorseful or whatever and stuff like that, and you want to go down it, you just go down that road with me. You'll find out though, chances are most people are not really willing to go down that road with you. You know what I'm saying? Like when they have actually cheated, I know the intention. Some people have the intentions and they might not have actually did it. So they'll go down that road with you because they didn't go across that whole barrier. They might have did a little bit of the emotional cheat, which in some cases is still more hurtful. But however, they never really crossed their own barrier of doing it. So they can go down that road of you going through your emotions one day, feeling one way, like every time the phone ring, looking over at it and stuff like that. They might go through that with you. But most people who has physically cheated or are a strong emotional cheater, they just not gonna go through that road with you in the first at all. So it's like they're gonna exit themselves out anyway. They're gonna exit themselves out because a lot of them don't want the accountability that you're going to give them the way you're going to give it to them, and they can't dictate it. That's the effed up part. I had somebody that tried to dictate and tell me, "Well, I'm over it." It's like, yeah, you over it because you committed it. Like you're not bothered by it. Like why would you care? Of course you're over it, but I'm not. And since I'm not over it and you don't want to go through it the way I want to go through it, because sometimes I might want to talk about it. Sometimes I might just want to question about it. Sometimes I don't want to hear about it at all. However, I want to go with it through it that day, you gonna have to go through it with me if this is where you want to be. So do me a favor, figure out where you want to be and go on be. Because I can't guarantee that what you did is I'm gonna get over it. And until I admit that I'm not, it is what it is, you know? And like I say, I've only had one actual case where they didn't, as far as I know, they didn't actually cross the line. I think they were trying to set some stuff up to see if they can get away with it, but they didn't actually cross the line. And so I have worked with that person through it. But the other person that I know who has actually cheated on me, and I tried to give him a chance for my own seeing of what I can do. Just like, hey, I'm giving you a shot to show you that you don't have to lie about some stuff. I'm just in a space right now where I'm attached to you, but I'm not totally. I don't think you're my forever person, but you're like a good right now. And I just don't feel like starting all over with somebody else. But I just want to be able to be in an honest relationship with somebody. And they just could not be honest. They just could not be honest. So it was just like, you know what? I just can't do it because you're insulting my intelligence at this point. And I know you're out here doing stuff like so. And then my other thing is like, I'm like you said earlier, I'm afraid that you're gonna bring me something. You're gonna bring me a KID or you're gonna bring me an AID or I don't STD. I don't care. I don't want nothing in 3. So yeah.
You gonna bring me 3 letters or a whole lot of letters?
Do I think my man is cheating when he watches corn? Am I watching it with him?
Right. I was about to ask. Wait a minute. Is it hello? Because we could be watching this.
We can be watching this together, you know what I'm saying? If you got one of them partners that watch it, because that's a tricky one, and that's gonna be account by account basis, based off of who you with and how you are. Because some of the stuff that pops up on Twitter and IG can be considered to a degree some form of it. You know what I'm saying? So are you gonna be bothered by him looking at girls on there twerking every 5 seconds or whatever and stuff, or are you looking for full encounters with people or whatever and stuff like that? So it's all that one's different.
Depends on your relationship, because it can be seen as fair use. He could bring it for educational purposes, and we can educate ourselves and practice. I mean, it all depends on your relationship. I think that I have seen only in my personal, when you are like, don't even watch that, don't even do that. When you block something like that, then it takes the person into like sneaking to look at, sneaking to, be themselves. But leave it open. Even if you're like, hey, you can watch it, but it ain't my thing. It's still a communication thing,
Yeah.
And they need to pace themselves. If he's
That
sneaking to watch it,
I mean, I guess if he's that's because you probably set some boundaries to where it's like
yeah,
you don't want it around you. And like Elsie said, if that's their thing, you might have to just kind of leave it open for them to have their thing. Now, is their thing an abusive type situation or addictive type situation that they just can't get off? They can't be with you, they can't function, they can't do a lot of things without watching it. You might have to have that person might need some therapy, and you might just need to leave that person alone because it's a lot or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, you can make your own, but that's not for educational. I don't know. That's just to watch.
no.
That's just to watch it back. That ain't for educational.
Yeah, but I see this as evidence later. I'd rather watch. Yeah,
Somebody
no.
blackmailing you later.
Right. We didn't see these folks don't know how to act later, or somebody just hack your phone, you lose your phone, you lose whatever apparatus it's on, you upload it to the wrong, you upload something accidentally. Heck no. But yes, you could watch what other people are willingly putting out there for educational purposes. But yeah, corn, yeah, that's fine. Um, we can look at and explore watching other folks, and then decide if you're going to tap in or not. Because some things you just watch because we watch action movies. Are we going to be doing all that stuff? No.
Right.
We going to be in those situations? No. But we can look at it. Definitely.
Now, I would say it's cheating on you if y'all agreed to watch it at this certain time, and all of a sudden you found out that that person watched it without you. Like some of my goddamn TV shows, that shit be pissing me off. Like, I thought we was gonna watch this together. How you watched this episode already? Like, oh, I can't stand watching The Shy with people. Like,
yeah, I had to get over that. I can't, because sometimes even my pace ain't their pace, so I had to get over that.
That's why I said, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here and act like, because sometimes I'll be watching some stuff. I definitely cheat on the episode with you. I definitely cheat on the episode with you because I'm like, if you don't watch it when I want to watch it, I'm gonna watch it and then I'll rewatch it again with you because you playing. But I don't know. It's like having an open relationship. You have to define what the ground rules are in your relationship to say corn. Because if you never discussed it, is it really cheating? If you guys don't make a commitment with each other, is it really cheating? You can't be in a situationship talking about you're cheating on me. We're not in something committed. So there has to be communication in place to say this counts as a form of cheating on me. And some people are that strict to where it's like, I don't watch it, so I don't want you watching it. I'm gonna feel some type of way about it. It's cheating. Then if you do it, it's cheating. Now, that's why I say communication is very key in a lot of situations or stuff like that. Then you can have clear, concise lines on what cheating is. Because right now, I'll just say, figuratively speaking, me and Elle sit in a relationship. If we never discuss what type of relationship we are currently in, what are her expectations for the relationship, what are my expectations for the relationship, and she goes off and do whatever she wants to do at this point, I can't really say much because I didn't tell her what I expected from this relationship or her or whatever and stuff like that. All I can do is hope that, in my presence, that she is doing what, she would want from herself in her presence. You know what I'm saying? Now, then she can't get mad if she's over here flirting with a whole bunch of people in my face. And then I start flirting like, girl, this is what you was doing. We ain't never really talked about it, but I see this is what you was doing. So I felt it was fair game. But if we sit down and be like, Elle said, this is what I expect of you. And she say, Jay, this is what I expect of you. And therefore, we have made a verbal bond And it is what it is. Like you know what it is. I don't expect you to be out there. If we say we exclusive, we exclusive. You can't be out there. Sometimes a lot of us that's be the problem. A lot of us be walking into situations without any communication. And then we done made up this whole thing in my mind. So that's why I said in my mind, I probably have cheated on people, or in their mind, I probably cheated on them because they assumed we was in a relationship. And I'm over here like, shit, I am dating. I am dating. I have never made, just because you never asked me about the other guy, never said didn't have a other guy. But the day I say it is just me and you. I ain't messing with nobody else. Whatever. And I expect that communication back, because I can't say I ain't messing with nobody else and just be like, go on by my way. You got to tell me back too. You ain't messing with nobody else either. Or I'm gonna assume you messing with other people and stuff. If you have to explain cheating, you ain't for me. You got to explain your boundaries though. You got to tell people what your boundaries are. Like El Cid has a strong rule. Her rule is one and done. So off the rip, you go outside this home, you outside this home, period. It is what it is. Other people's definition might be a little bit more loose, because some people are in open relationships. You know what I'm saying? So their cheating is, I don't want to see it in my face. I don't want it to be brought to my doorstep. Keep your things in check. Make sure your NDAs are signed and in place. Like, so sometimes you do have to define it. I know you don't want to sit there and say it, but everybody, like, when we started this whole live, the first question El Cid out of El Cid's mouth was, define cheating. So you're going to have to define it just a little bit. Now, I don't think you have to go into deep down, thorough explanation of it, but you might have to explain a little bit to your partner of what your boundaries are. You know what I'm saying? If it's an emotional cheat, you're not going to deal with. If it's looking on the IG and too many likes or whatever, you don't want to deal with. At some point, y'all need to have that conversation. It might not be off the rip, but y'all should have that conversation at some point, especially when y'all get serious. You know, when y'all get serious with each other, y'all should be able to do it. They don't like my fire, but Idris Elba creates a huge, out of control wildfire. Girl, listen. At least he's Idris still single. Did he finally get married? I think he's still single. At least he's single, child.
Yeah, is he?
I think
he's married. He's married.
Did he finally get married? Because I know it was a while. So
yeah.
Not as soon as I find out he plays in the gray, I'm going black. Okay, back to black. You gonna black out, huh? Nah, you'll find out. Like, I don't want to bust nobody bubble, so I'm not or whatever. But y'all want me to tell you the truth, so I'm gonna tell the truth. Okay, a lot of people play in the gray. You just don't know they in the gray. A lot of people play in the gray. You just don't know they in the gray. You don't know they in the gray because you don't have the conversations and stuff. So, but anywho, I know El Cid got to make a run real quick or whatever and stuff, and handle some stuff in the house. He's worth cheating with, child. That's how I feel about a few people. I'm not gonna put it out there because they are married, and if they get a cheating scandal, I don't want to be looked at, okay? Because I ain't met these people yet, so I'm not gonna say who it is, but y'all know who it is. But however, the one person that if I was ever in a relationship with, and I'm gonna need a hall pass for, it's gonna be Andre 3000, child, okay? Because if that opportunity ever presents itself, child, I got to go for it, okay? I've been wanting that for way too long. I just way too long. I might, but at some point, I might get over it. I just be feeling like I keep myself available just in case one day he say he won't be. But no, if I'm married, it's gonna turn into a fantasy. He just gonna have to be a fantasy of a past that I never had. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it. Like, I'm very big on my marriage. I'm very big on marriage. So like I seriously don't play with that. I'm really one and done. I'm really like you F with me, you stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what rhymes with it. So if you with me, you stuck with me. That's how I feel about marriage. And so if I get married before that man cross my path, I know it's nothing but Satan trying me, but I ain't gonna do nothing, y'all. I promise. I promise that for sure. Cause I am so serious about marriage. I am like, that's my heart. That's my heart rule of when I'm like, yeah, nah. I ain't playing. Y'all ain't playing. We in this. We done made this commitment. We in this. So until that day, I'm a good girl, so I ain't doing nothing. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. But if ever the day, Andre Aloysius Benjamin 3000.
Is it really Aloysius?
That's one of his code names. That's one of his code
Okay.
names. Ice cold. That's one of his names. But when he said it himself on one of his tracks. Andre Aloysius. If ice cold, Andre Aloysius Benjamin 3000. Dre. Any of those names, that dude with the bowl right there. If ever that man decides, why not delicious? Don't start with that damn delicious. Now, Jay husband, I'm not superhead or nothing like that. I'm not gonna. My husband not in trouble. Now, my boyfriend or my man or something, if he ain't got a ring on it, he might be. My husband, I ain't never got to worry about it. My husband ain't got to worry about it. Hopefully, my husband is Andre. So then he never have to worry about it. I'll be cheating on him with him. See what I'm saying? You see how God work.
But and I'm the next lifetime. I'm the next lifetime type of person. I'm gonna have to hit you up next lifetime.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm married, if I'm married, that's what it is. I'm gonna have to see you next lifetime. Shoot, and I hope I do.
Maybe we'll be butterflies.
I hope we are. Whatever we are, I hope we the same thing together. The same thing together at the same time. And let the Lord let me recognize you as who you was in your former life. God be the glory.
Because I tell you, my grandparents who were together till death, they were married for 28 years, but together for like more than 30 years. They had, celebrity crushes, and my grandfather's celebrity crush was Sophia Loren. And my grandmother, I forgot who hers was, but I used to be like, why do you have him talk about another woman? Why would, so much so that one of my government names is one of his favorite characters that she played. I mean, that's how deep it went. And I'm like, wait a minute. I am named after this woman that you would leave grandma for? Grandma's like, that woman, he ain't never seen her. He ain't even going to be on the same continent with her. So she ain't even worried. I was like, what a way to put it in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he ain't never going to meet her. And he never did. But she's like, I ain't worried. She's like, you worried about the one that's close.
Yeah.
From celebrities, you ain't, especially if you ain't in that realm. And they used to be travel entertainers, but they're not on that caliber.
Yeah. And then especially back in that day, because technology didn't bring us all that close either.
Right. You had to read about her in the newspaper. Mm-hmm. And yes, he did. And cut out the clippings and put it in an album. Yes, he did. He loved that woman. So every time I even see her in her recent, movie that she did, I was like, that always brings that up. And my grandmother's like, he ain't ever gonna meet her, ever. And even if he saw her pictures, he had the album. He, built a life with her.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma. He loved grandma, but grandma did not look like her. Neither did any of us. So it always fascinated me with the whole celebrity crush thing, because people would seriously, and I guess as you say, so instantaneous. Social media brings people, in your face a little bit more. But I have held the same thing, like you ain't never gonna meet that person. And even if you did meet that person, you ain't at their caliber. So I ain't worried.
I might be.
Well, yeah, well, you too in,
Look, I don't know what his caliber is. I might be.
You in LA. You you at least on the coast.
I'm in LA, but he ain't. Look, I'm in LA, but he ain't shit.
You passed through LA. LA.
We really do have 6 degrees of separation right now, but it's just, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, even though it's like my celebrity crush, it's been my long crush or whatever, stuff like that. And I've had exes that sit there and just be like, I'm gonna have to fight this dude. I see this now, because whatever, like, yeah, because it's like, yeah, you just like this. But it was funny because my one ex, he would be like, you ain't talked about him in a minute. Oh, your ass in love. It's like, I was too, because I wasn't talking about him for a while. I was only talking about you. You were my Andre. Kinda.
Maybe I just don't want you knowing what I'm thinking.
No, I didn't. It was a while. And then all of a sudden start playing again. He was like, oh, we in trouble. But it was a while that I had a stint that I didn't bring up Andre or anything like that. But like, even if I like I say, I'm a long-term thinker. It's like, I'm not Andre. He's a whole vegan and all this stuff like that, child. We just never gonna make it. I'm gonna be practical with it. I'm gonna be practical. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be delulu with my crush. Okay. I like that man. I do. I would love that. I would love if I ever had a shot with him. But is it really gonna work? Probably not. Probably not. Because
that flute gonna get on your nerves.
It's part of my lifestyle that I could change, but like, it's parts that it's not happening anytime. So at this point, God himself will have to come down and change some parts of my life. Okay. That's the only man that's gonna be changing.
But look at that. But if he is placed in your hemisphere and the sparks fly, I believe Jay will adjust.
Not there. I said, oh, Jay will make it work, child. I'm gonna be sneaky. I'm gonna be cheating on him with the damn burger. That's what I'm gonna be.
Paparazzi gonna catch you with a burger in the car.
3,000 girlfriend in and out.
Thought they were living a vegan lifestyle. When did In-N-Out get an Impossible Burger? Then you gotta brush your teeth and everything, because you know.
Yeah, for real. Now, if he let me live the way I want to live, it may work out. But baby, I'm not into changing nobody, and I'm not into being changed when I don't want to be changed. So right now, meat is not leaving it's not leaving my life right now. Okay.
Well, it had to, right. For me, Mr. Elson and I, we went through a period of no, not even fish. We were trying gradually going into vegan, and then we started doing weekend vegan stuff, and just my taste buds, there wasn't enough variety for me to.
That's my problem.
But I didn't go back. I've learned how to change some things, and my body wasn't digesting properly. So there's only some seafood that I would eat, some, not all of it, but I definitely no poultry, beef. When I did need a hit of iron because I was going to have surgery, the only meat my body could digest was lamb, which was odd. To me, it was very odd, but my body didn't digest it well. So in that sense, we were married for 5 years before we made that adjustment. But right now, he forages in the backyard, and what he finds, he comes in and juices. That is not me. Right. I'm not foraging. No, I will forage at the grocery store. But again, he's not trying to change me. He'll say, hey, honey, I just made this ginger drink. You want to try it? Sure, I'll take a sip, but I ain't living that lifestyle.
Right. No, and that's what I'm saying. Like I have gone, like there's a whole time, like about 4 years ago, I really is when I actually started eating chicken again, and that's only because of the relationship that I was in at the time or whatnot. But I went without chicken. Now I didn't go without beef just because of my I'm low iron and stuff like that. So and then iron pills just used to tear me all the way up. They used to tear me all the way up. Like I couldn't even operate once them things released for about 30 minutes. I was down. So I didn't go without beef, but I went without chicken because I was at the time dealing with the fibroids and all that stuff. So I was trying to combat the estrogen and all that. So it's not like I can't do it. It's just that specific needs that I need in my body. It's just easier for me to get the higher amount of iron and protein when I do eat my meat. So it's like if you could live with that through that stuff or whatever, then that's fine. There's some people it's like I don't want a person that smokes cigarettes. I just think I shut down at the smell of it. So it's I don't want to change you. I don't want you to stop smoking if that's what makes you comfortable and relax or whatever you got to do until you want to change that. Do you? But it just we won't be together. I'm not into forcing relationships. So that's one big thing too. And I think that's another reason why people end up cheating is because they're enforced relationships. You're not free to be yourself. Some people cheat because they're not free to be who they actually are with their person. And that to me is you're in a first relationship.
Or they're in landmines, meaning we have not discussed the boundaries. And I keep stepping on stuff that are triggering you and giving you a reaction to me. So if we don't communicate, I'm stepping on eggshells and I don't know when you're going to either explode or I don't know when I'm going to trigger you to react in a negative manner. And they may not even know. It's just we need to sit down and realize I'm, going around your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Conversations. And we can't, you know what shocks me especially is, and I will speak to us ladies, we want to be in a committed relationship with this gentleman, but we don't talk to them. We don't have hard conversations with them. And we fear losing them. And guess what? We're going to lose them if we don't have the conversation.
But we also don't have hard conversations with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear me preach a lot of times. You got to know yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to know what you like, what you tolerate, what you don't tolerate. Because then you walk into relationships with a head start. It might change. Everything changes based off of the person you're with sometimes and the things that you're going through at that time because you're steady evolving. But you need some form of foundation to start with to say, when I come into here, this is my current boundary right now. Will I bend it for you? Maybe, maybe not. Some things are stuck firm in the ground, and that's what it is. That's my foundation. It's not going anywhere. But other things I might be able to rearrange. I might be able to do this, but I know what it is. I know when I walk into a relationship, I don't like certain things. I like certain things a certain way. So can you do these things this way? Are you teachable? You know what I'm saying? Can I adjust to what you like? And if I'm not having a hard conversation with myself, I'm definitely not going to have a hard conversation with you. And now here we are, just two people in a relationship sitting here trying to figure it out. And then here comes along somebody else that is willing to have those conversations. Now I'm emotionally cheating. Now I'm on my way to physically cheating. Now I'm physically cheated. It happens that way. And it's like, we're not in a time where our parents used to be, where it's like, you mess with this person, you stuck with this person, almost like it was almost, they chose a person and that was it. You have the rights now to choose people. So you don't have to stick yourself in and plant yourself into something you're not totally comfortable with. So sometimes you should take your time. I know that when we be listening to Corey and stuff, y'all know Corey Black, and he talk about his 5-year plan, but 5 years sometimes really not that long. It goes by kind of quick. But it speeds up when you know yourself. When you're still trying to figure out yourself, it might take you a while to figure out that other person. But when you know yourself pretty well, it won't take you too long to figure out what type of person you kind of need in your life.
So 5 years ain't that, as you said, it ain't that long. And that used to be my thought with any relationship. It was 5 years. If after, actually, it could be down to a 2 year plan. If I haven't heard you talk about marriage or future or buying property, especially, commingling for permanency after 2 years or within 2 years, I'm like, okay, this ain't going anywhere. And not to be facetious, but my fertility time is precious. So we ain't talking that. I need to move on and 5 years will be my max. I'm not going to be 14 years or 12 years of fiance, wasting my valuable fertility time. So yeah, I could understand a 5 year, but I equated to 2 years. And 2 years we would have discussed it. 2 years you would have a plan for proposal, and then maybe we are getting married, or at least by the 5th year we have a date set, because we ain't going to perpetuity. Because again, 5 years, if we start at 20, then that means 25. If I gotta move on with someone else, I still need a 2 years with them. Right. Then I'm 30. So it's like, if I do another 2 years, I'm 27, stepping on 30, going close to, risky pregnancy time. 5 years is not unheard of. But again, you'll need to understand by year 2, if by month 2, if you ain't met his friends,
yeah,
we could just toss it up. But if 2 years together, we're not even talking marriage and family and permanency, then I need to start looking left and right. And I need to also communicate. Hey, we have not been, where's this going? Is this going anywhere? I am looking for marriage. I'm looking for children. And, I'm looking for this. We've been together for 2 years. What are your concerns? Sometimes it's not even pouring out what all that we want. It's also receiving from him. And this helps reduce, as you said, the cheating aspect. It reduces the looking elsewhere for what you want. It's a clear communication. This is not what I need, what I want. What do you need and want? And then, okay, maybe we need to part. Maybe this isn't on the correct timeline, and you have to be okay with it. But then I'm always okay with being done. I'm always okay with, loss of a person just being out of my hemisphere. That may be a bad thing too.
Let's see. What would you do if you had been in a long-term relationship with Marvin, the sexologist from Ready to Love, and learn about his job? You would be willing to change and participate in his lifestyle. Why am I in a long-term relationship and just learning about his job? That means I'm either not asking the questions or he's lying. So if I'm not asking the question, that's on me. If he's lying, that's on him. So therefore, one way or other, I have an out. I should have asked these questions a long time ago, and then I could have saved us both time, because I already know this is not what I wanted. Or we could have been doing whatever we doing a long time ago. I done wasted some good years already. Man. But I just, like, with Marvin, I don't see it, because Marvin was kind of like upfront with a lot of things off bat. And I know he said he started doing that just recently, so that's a different thing. I know you have, hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's the dilemma there. I'm either not asking what I needed to be asked, because one, I should know about your job. I should know about your job. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to necessarily know about your income right away, but I should know that you have some type of job that you're doing, that's your passion, something. Like, I should know your dream, like your passion, your dreams, your job, what you have currently going on, and what you plan on have going on within a few months. I should know that.
So for me with Marvin, and I think I know where to go to Africa is going. I have no problem with Marvin being an author at all. But then remember, this is about me. No problem with Marvin being an author in the genre in which he is. And for those who didn't know, Ready to Love, Marvin is into the very erotica, and putting on shows and displays with his partner. And sometimes he's disclosed, sharing the moment with someone else and his partner. So Marvin writing and all that, no problem, because maybe he could teach me a few things. But anyway, um, and we could do some research for the writing. The part the part that would be different for me is the display, because I'm not a display person.
Mm-hmm.
So the display and the sharing with a third party, and the display in front of, an audience who are in the lifestyle. They're not out here telling your business or filming you. It's just like, how comfortable are you with it? I'm not with that display. But yeah, you could write about it. You could possibly do shows about it. Hey, actors kiss and have scenes together. But I need to understand, if you are doing a display with a woman, then I need to know, what is that connection? Is there a connection, or is this just for show?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would totally ask him. I wouldn't have been like the Radar Love ladies who count him out.
Right.
I wouldn't have done that. I would have talked to him. Okay, well, how is this? How is that? How long have you been in this? What are the limitations to this? Are you okay if I'm not on display? If I wish to keep things private and not share with a third party, or is that something you need in your relationship? There are questions that, yes, Marvin is on a very, swinging the pendulum one way, but these are questions we should have in a regular relationship, because Marvin is out with it. There are tons of Marvins that are out with it.
Secret
that
Marvin.
We need to know. Right. We need to know if the partner, what do they want in the relationship? Are you into sharing? Are you into displays? Are we going to poly parties? There are questions to be asked in relationships. But what about bringing others into your relationship? Would you consider treating, if the two people in the relationship are okay with it, I don't consider it cheating. That's their relationship.
That's their relationship. That's what I
That's
said.
their, right. You said it. That's your boundaries. You need to talk about it. You have to define the relationship with that person. Because if they're used to poly parties and sharing, hey, we used to call it swingers back in the day. If you're used to swinging, it's gonna be hard to get off the swing. It's gonna be hard to get off the play set. But can they? Sure. But do you want them to? Because if they've been in that lifestyle, that's what they like. We need to also talk, because maybe I don't know all there is about that lifestyle, and maybe I want to be in it, and I just didn't have a safe space to be in it, and he can provide that.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to one, as Jay said, know yourself, and then talk to the partner. Because Ms. Burton, we don't deep dive in that research, for if you're writing, and some people, it ends there with writing. But Marvin was on, doing seminars and displays, and that's a whole other level. But even as a writer, there are gonna be women out there throwing themselves at him as a writer. What is this, going to be? And it don't even have to be Marvin. It could be on that season. Oh, Red is a DJ. In a DJ lifestyle, there are ladies in the club.
That's what I was gonna say. It's certain lifestyles, that's gonna bring certain scenarios. You know what I'm saying? But not all industry folks are always about that. Some of them like to do their job and go home. Some of them is literally a job. This is all it is. I don't have nothing else going on. Marvin was just beautiful enough to sit there and tell you, this is what I would like from my lady, that she is okay and comfortable with this. A lot of artists, and I'm not just talking about in that particular lifestyle, a lot of artists, actors, singers, musicians, whatever, and stuff like that, they don't have that conversation enough to sit there and say, are you okay with women approaching me on a regular basis, because this is part of the job? I got to sign autographs. I got to take pictures. I got to do this. And not everybody is okay with it. Then you have other professions where they're going to be gone for hours, days, and stuff, like firefighters, nurses, doctors. They're gone. Are you okay with just their absence? That's why I say you have to have that conversations, these hard conversations that me and El said talked about, that you have to have with your partner, and you have to have with yourself. Can I handle that? You have to be honest with yourself.
Can you handle an OBGYN looking at kitties all day?
And though it's not fun for them, when you talk to them, it's not fun for them at all, because they get all kind of kitties all day lately. Okay, but can you handle it? You know what I'm saying? If you're a man and you're dating a waxer, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she might be swinging that way. Are you okay with it? You know, you have to ask yourself those questions and be honest with yourself. And then you got to ask your partners those questions and you pray that they're honest with you, because that's the best you can do. But the best thing you can do is be honest with yourself. There are some things that I knew I would not date certain people because at that time I just would not be able to handle it. How I was wired and set up at that time was just like, nah, heifer's gonna come up to you and I'm gonna want to fight. Nope, nope, no, no, no. I trust you, but I don't trust them. Yep, I trust you, but I don't trust them. And no, because it's gonna be a bad look for your business. So let's not even be there. Let's just remain friends. We cool. I don't want to mess up nothing. It is what it is. And I've sacrificed relationships for their greater good because I have love for that person, period. But it's just I knew myself well enough to know that this is not gonna be my person. Like if you're asking me that question to go to Africa, it just depends on what day it is. Y'all know I do what I do from time to time. So if I'm in one of those moods where it's like, I ain't rocking with God today, like I said, I cheat on God, then I might be over there at one of them parties with Marvin, like, hey, let's go, people. Let me see what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? But I also still had my boundaries, even when I was within that world. Like, I went in with that guy. That's the only guy I mess with. I'm not a big fan of having various beings up in me. I'm not a big fan of it. That's just me. But there's other people and I don't judge. That's what they do. You get your rocks how you get your rocks, because at the end of the day, your morals is your morals and you got to answer for what you answer for. I'm answering for what I'm answering for. But I'm okay to answer for my sins because I'm okay with me knowing that this is a choice that I actually made. I appreciate Marvin because he let the woman have her choice. Do you want to deal with me or not? And so for that, I will always respect him or whatever. That would not have been a reason, real quick, El said, that would not have been a reason why I would have stopped talking to him. And it might have been some other reasons, but my curiosity would have had a whole lot of conversation with Marvin because I'd have been like, so, oh, what is that? For real? I'll just be so nosy. Y'all see me.
Let's talk about it, Marvin. What exactly? I need a what do you call it? I need a bibliography. I need to know there's certain words, phrases. There's always going to be a newbie to a group. It's like I don't want to step on anybody's toes because it's like walking into a different culture. I think and we will deep dive into that another time. But I think that our society has told us it's not cool to have these conversations. It's almost making us hold everything in, and then we end up finding out later. Now, I'm not saying to have it too quickly, but I am no saint. So I have thought, let's say, had conversations with people who dabbled in that. I've had conversations with people who are in that lifestyle because I don't want to be caught unawares, and my curiosity as well. So what I would say is I read up about things, learned about things. Is this for me? Is this not for me? So too, I'm aware. So when I would go out and, on a date with someone who may be of that lifestyle, there are certain words, phrases that they may say, or you may say quietly, that they would catch on, that they would understand. And once you're aware of it, it's kind of like easy enough for you to kind of negate them. But they'll give you other signs if that's not for you. And you also have to be, your boundary, that's why even in Marvin's lifestyle, there are safe words because they have boundaries within that environment. There are safe words that will end things once you've, reached a certain point that you don't wish to cross. So again, it's the conversation. It's the education of it all. I think even though it may not be a lifestyle that I wish to enjoy, I still wish to be educated on it so I could kind of know if somebody's stepping to me, what they mean. All this whole poly parties and polyamorous things is like, okay, what are these? Let me read up about this. Let me see about this. Deep dive into that. Like, oh no, that ain't for me. That ain't for me. Back in the day, what was it? HBO Showtime had the show Big Love. I know that ain't for me. Sharing my husband with and he has other wives, that ain't for me. But I know the language. I know the construct of it. I know there are questions. There's a lady in I'm recapping um Love During Lockup. Her daddy got 36 kids and they live in Utah. I want to know that family's dynamic. I know that's a multiple wife dynamic. In a way, one woman had 36 kids. But again, it's all about educating yourself, learn so that you're not blindsided when you're dating someone who may be of that lifestyle and trying to have a conversation. But the other thing is, as Jay said, importantly is don't judge. It ain't for me, but it's for you, and that's fine. That is for you, but it ain't for me. Just don't judge. Just say, hey, that ain't for me, but it was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope you found what you're looking for.
Yeah. I think people judge because they want to hold on to that person. That's that ego saying, I want you, but I wish you. It's kind of almost like the shaming of a person to try to shame them into what you want. My thing is just like, I'm not here to change you. You are who you are. I might have had a slight attraction to you, but fundamentally, we just not going to be together. And it is what it is. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It was a pleasure to be, like you said, it was a pleasure to get to know you, meet you, and have this conversation with you, but it is what it is and stuff. So I don't know. And you keep asking it, do you consider it cheating? I can't tell you. I'm not in a relationship with that man. Like once you define what your relationship in, then you can define what cheating is. It's not as simple as saying a test or anything like that. But even if I say it's a test, there's structural rules that define what cheating is when you go in there. Your teacher will literally tell you what it is that's cheating in there. You know what I'm saying? Like if we have an open book test, that's not considered cheating. But if I have an open book test, but I look at my neighbor's paper, even though I got an open book test, I look at my neighbor's paper, that's cheating. So you have to go in your relationship and define what it is for your relationship or whatever. So I can't answer that question. Would it be considered? Yeah, I can consider it biblically. I consider it, but I'm not in a relationship with that person.
And even swingers have rules. To go to Africa in the swinging lifestyle, there are rules, and the couple comes in with rules. There are some that will only swing with a lady, and some that may swing with either a lady or a man. Or there are rules that if it's two men, they are not engaging together; they are focused on her. So even in that swinger lifestyle, that couple may have rules of engagement that the other person doesn't step on it. And it's when they step over those rules, like they go see someone who they may have swung with and they not all together, see, that's outside the boundaries. Now that couple may see that as cheating because we ain't all in this together. So even in that lifestyle, they have their boundaries, but it's not my way. It's not how I wish to live my life, because once you sharing, you don't know who that person's sharing with other people. So it's just a preference thing. But yeah, I do like the fluid people to introduce themselves like they're in AA. But you see, here's the thing. Because it's the hey, once a cheater, always a cheater. Yeah, one time fluid. Are you always fluid?
Sometimes not.
One experience. Does that mean you're one way?
I mean, we can say it in our head, but that's us and our boundaries. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't define that person. Like I definitely go around, once you've been with a man, to me, you're always, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't necessarily mean that. That's my boundary. That's just my boundary. Cause in my mind, it's like, now I got to compete with women and yeah, no, it's too much for me. It's too much for me. You know what I'm saying? That's just my boundary. But that doesn't mean that that person is always doing that, So I don't sit there. It's just, once you tell me that, I'm more than likely to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going on about my business. I'm going on about my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing against you, but that's just part of my boundary. It's just, I don't want it.
Yeah, and you've got to, define it. And I'll be controversial here. Many men are okay if their lady had an experience with another woman. Okay, many men are okay with it.
There are a lot that are really not.
They may say they
There
are.
are,
There's a lot that really are not.
but then ladies are steadfast that they don't like it if their male partner had an experience.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that too. My thing is, you can find your person. You just got to let them know what your list comes with. That's it. What's on your list?
Mm-hmm.
What have you? You ain't got to say anything in your past that you ain't doing again.
Right.
But if this is a lifestyle like Marvin, it's not only a lifestyle, it is his, profession. It is part of who he is. It is how he wishes to live. It's him.
It's him.
100% all the time. So he got to talk about it, and the partner's got to be okay with it. They ain't no tapping out.
You just gotta. We just got to get out of those people way. If it's not for you, you just get out of those people way and let them be. Because guess what? Like he did, he found somebody. Now I haven't kept up with him, so I don't know how they're doing. But he had ended up finding somebody that was okay with the life that he chose to live and stuff. So it's just like get out of those people way. Just know it's not for you and be okay with that. We can't dwell on trying to like fix a person or whatever and stuff like that and keep people that's not willing to be kept. This is why a lot of people end up getting cheated on, because you're again trying to force somebody to fit in the box you want them to fit in. If they're a triangle, they're not going to fit in your square. You just got to let them be and be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, as much as I do really like 3 Stacks, the day comes and we was to sit and talk and I really add into a real conversation and our lives just didn't align. I just got to let it go. It's just gonna. I'm okay with living with the fantasy. You know what I'm saying? I'm really okay with living with the fantasy of what could have, if only. I'm okay with that. But you just, I cannot sit here and just be like, well, why won't you just decide to eat a little bit, just eat a little piece of meat for just for me? Like, I don't want you to do anything just for me. That's the thing. Like that's how I'm built. I want you to do things because you want to do things and it might benefit me at the end of the day. Like I don't want you to buy me flowers because I don't like flowers, so I got to figure out something better. I got to figure out something better to say. You know what I'm saying? But like, I like people that like to do things because they want to do it, not because I want them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like necessary. At the end of the day, I say that I want people to do these things. I would like you to change these things for me. But if you're not ready to change, you're just not ready to change. And if your change is not fast enough for me, I have to make my own changes. That's just what it comes down to or whatever and stuff. And so, but I know most of this conversation was really about cheating and all this stuff. We had a good, actually, like open conversation. I hope you guys got something out of it or whatnot. I can't tell y'all how to stop a cheater because if it's in somebody to do it, they're gonna be doing it. People that don't want to be kept, it's not gonna be kept. And funny enough, they person comes and makes and I'm not gonna say that person makes them want to change, but it ignites something within them that makes them want to change for themselves. And they'll say it's for that person, but deep down inside, when they really make that real change, it's really for themselves because now they're ready. Sometimes you just meet people and they're just not ready. They're not ready. Like how we'll talk about Marvin, so to speak, real quick on it. He's in his lifestyle right now. That doesn't mean that some years later he might not decide to be monogamous or whatever and stuff like that. But in this moment that you meet Marvin right now, Marvin is within his lifestyle. If you're not willing to wait for the day he decides to change, which may never come, you should just go about your business. Don't rush his time frame or nothing like that. That is his course, his journey. Let him be on it. Let him find who's supposed to be on that path with them for however long they're supposed to be in that path. If y'all paths cross back later on in life where y'all both at the same alignment, then perfect. Sometimes you just got to let some things go and let it be. If it come back to you, you know what I'm saying? It is yours. It might be yours. Shit, it just might just be crossing because sometimes we just be weaving. We just be little weavers, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just not meant to be on the same course with you forever, but we just keep crossing paths, but you just got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with it. But once you and your partner define what your relationship is,
then you can define for yourselves what cheating is for y'all. And y'all go from there. So good luck to you all in your journeys and in your relationships on trying to find your person or persons for some of y'all. Good luck. Know thyself for first and foremost or whatever. And one last thing, because I've been working on some little things. I told you I've been working in the background, okay? Trying to get this stuff together. Hold on one second. Okay. So I have worked on a little mantra that I'm gonna figure out how to work it all out. And I do have a poll going up. I know I have it right now for my members, but I'm gonna switch it to open it up for other people because I wanted to get my members first. I would do some things with my members first to make sure that they get it. So I have a poll going up on different names that I'm working on for our people here that's attending our Patreons here, our subs, you know what I'm saying? Like I got some different names for y'all, but I also did make a mantra, and it goes off of my basketball mantra back in the day or whatever. So basically how it goes is, if you tend to you, I'll tend to me, we'll tend to we. Down on 1, up on 3, cheers to you, and another round on me. So with that, I'm gonna love y'all and leave y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all follow LSid932 on YouTube. What else you got coming up, my love?
I'm going live on Sunday, Love is Blind Germany, for those of us who stamp our passports through the Love is Blind sector. And we're just here with Ready to Love when it starts back, and when Love is Blind US starts back. And I am also doing Love During Lockup, so that recap should come up this weekend as well. And they are taking me out. They're taking me back to my hood self. They're taking me back there, and I'm like, oh, girl. But yeah, so 932, LSID 932, we got some recaps for you there.
You know, love after lockout, the ghetto. Try to be funny though sometimes. They be a mess though. They be a mess. All right. Well, y'all know we trying to get her. Are you monetized? Are we at the monetization level yet? Or are we still?
No, I am at 280 subs. So we're growing. We're growing every single day.
Okay, well, let's get over there. If you haven't subscribed to her channel, please go over there and help us out. We're trying to get her up to her first 1,000 so we can get up on the other side of the road, you know, watch the video. She got some good breakdowns over there. Y'all will enjoy it. Y'all know y'all enjoy her here, so trust you can enjoy her there. You know what I'm saying? She has some good stuff over there. And we'll be back next Friday because, you know, we got to keep our Fridays in rotation, child. We're going to have a busy February because not Ready to Love and Love is Blind trying to come back on the same day. Well, not technically the same day, but they're gonna try to put Love is Blind on a Friday when they first start back. So we gonna see how that go. But yeah.
Oh, Love and Marriage Detroit.
Yeah, what day was that? They coming back? We back on that too.
It's in February, or is it January 27th?
I thought it was January. I thought that was January. I know we got Wax coming up, and that's on Wednesday. That's coming back on That's coming on a Wednesday. And then we do have Love and Marriage Detroit for those who was here for our recaps. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Yeah, I sent you the text, Love and Marriage Detroit.
Let's see.
I couldn't believe it that it was coming back so soon.
Yeah, the 27th. So it'll be back on the 27th. So we'll be back shortly after it premieres. Let me see what day is
it. Is it 27th or 23rd?
No, it's I think it says the 20. Wait, let me make sure it's the right year. Right. You know, you got to make sure it's on the right year.
Yes.
You know? Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was this week coming.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at something that's from 2023. Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this Thursday is going to be Love and Marriage Detroit, so maybe Friday we'll talk about that.
Okay, sounds good to me. I hope so. So yeah,
we wing it.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back. If they back, then we'll be back with Love and Marriage Detroit, because we left off on some heavy stuff or whatnot. So we don't know what's happening. At this point, we know Kobe done had this baby. But we don't know if couples are still together. We don't know if the gym is still holding up or if the paint has dried. We're gonna have to figure it all out or whatever. But we're gonna be back with it, okay? All right. Well, y'all have a great weekend. Y'all stay safe out here. Don't try to freeze out in the East Coast area, or don't try to burn too much over here in the West. All right. Do your best to stay in the middle. As Coach will say, stay hydrated. Either way. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. My pants to put on.